Hey everyone! Welcome back to another segment of Rooted Vines. How we doing this morning? How we doing this morning? All right. So when this airs, it won't be morning; it'll be evening because I usually do these at 6. Right? I haven't done a live yet, but I will. YouTube says I haven't done enough lives to go on my phone. Y'all know I ain't good at this technology, so it is what it is. But if you would like to catch me live, join our Facebook group, Rooted Vines. Um, and you'll see our logo at the beginning of the intro. It's the same logo on our Facebook on Rooted Vines. We go live every Sunday at 6 p.m. And we talk about different subjects. So the same subjects I talk about on Rooted Vines in the Facebook group is the same subjects I do here. You just get them a week later. I kind of redo them, reshoot them. And so they're a little different because we have commentary in the Facebook group when people show up. So we would love to have you. So please look up Rooted Vines and Facebook and join our group. We have a lot of different things going on. I try and stay pretty active in that group. I do need to go live more, but I am working on it. But I am here today, and today we are talking about mindfulness. All right. I know mindfulness is a word that gets thrown around. A lot of people use it, the word that is, but they don't practice it because it's kind of elusive, right? Mindfulness. What does that really mean? So we're going to talk about that today. So let's dive in, okay? All right. So, and I do have some notes here because I like to make sure that I stay on track with what I do because I can easily get off track. So, today, what is mindfulness, okay? And how does it improve you, yourself, personally? And how does it have, what kind of effect does it have on your relationship with others? Mindfulness is basically being fully present, focusing on the what, the now. I know you've heard that before, focusing on the now. It eliminates all distractions and it eliminates all judgments, right? And it just involves basically focusing on your thoughts, focusing on your actions, focusing on your interactions, actually, your feelings, your physical sensations in a non judgmental way. So we're looking at it like life lessons. Everything in life is a lesson, right? Because this realm, Kai or Earth, is a realm of just lessons being learned continuously. We're always in a classroom. We're always trying to strive and do better and grow, right? That's what you do when you go into school. You take in things, you see different perspectives. It's growing you as a person, whether you see it or not. And it grows your mentality. And some things, depending on what you take, it can change the way that you deal with the physical you, right? Not just the mental, but the physical, the spiritual you. All of that is taken into account when you deal with mindfulness, okay? So it is not just a word that we use, it is an action verb, okay? I know it doesn't sound like it, but it is. I'm sorry. I gotta drink this tea, y'all. I got this new tea. They call it Siwa or Kinkaloba. I hope I pronounced that right. I have a hard time sleeping ever since I started this business and I don't dream. So I tried this tea and I've been drinking it for the past 2 days. And you guys, I'm sleeping because I was on the verge of tears. I'm sleeping and I'm actually dreaming. And this time I get to remember my dreams. I know. It's crazy, right? And the best thing about it, it tastes so good. So, I mean, it tastes really good. But, anyways, so how do we practice mindfulness, right? So let's talk about that. You can start by simply focusing. And I know you're like, that's it. But the truth is, today it is really hard for people to focus. We are constantly in our phones. If we're not in our phones, we're doing that Netflix and chill thing, always watching the next program. We always got music blasting. We're always got people around us. It's one of those four things. So it is really hard to stay focused on your thoughts, focus on what you need to be doing, or even focusing on the moment. Even when we go out to, like, if we go out shopping or we plan a trip, maybe we go to a garden botanical or whatever, we're constantly worrying about taking pictures, being on our phone, showing whatever we're doing, getting other people involved. It's very rarely that we sit and we just focus on being in that stillness, right? Just being. And that's part of mindfulness, is just to focus, to breathe, to take in the air, to realize where you are, your surroundings, to take in what your body's doing, right? How is the atmosphere making you feel? All of this is mindful, because it's not just about being mindful of other people, it's about being mindful to yourself. Okay? So we're going to talk about breathing, focusing, breathing, and physical sensations, and also meditation, because meditation is everything, right? And we need that when we're being mindful, because that is part of focusing. That's part of getting to know you, right? The real you, okay? Not the you we put mask on and get out here and play different, switch up code games and all of that. So that's what we're going to talk about, because practicing mindfulness are these things. So when we talk about the benefits of mindfulness and why in the world should we be mindful? It can help reduce stress and anxiety. Let's be real. This realm right here puts it on you, right? You have to be strong to live in this realm. You have to be courageous. You have to be able to stand and be given a good foundation, because this realm is waiting to devour you. It's waiting to take your mind over. It's trying to take over your body with all types of sicknesses. This realm is after you. So in that fight every day, getting up, battling with whatever you're going through, we are stressed and we have anxiety. And within that stress and anxiety comes diseases, comes mental illness sometimes. So mindfulness and working on this will help you overall with your physical body, your spirituality, and your mental. It improves concentration, it improves focuses, and like I said, it enhances all the overall you, right? And it improves your relationships with others. Now, come on, most of us, okay, there's a lot of us who don't know how to communicate or deal with others, especially if they're nothing like us. So, mindfulness definitely helps you or encourages you to see different perspectives. Understand that everyone is not going to agree with you, and you can agree to disagree respectfully, and understand that there's levels to this thing. All right, you watch Seinfeld, levels. There's levels to this thing, and everybody's not on your level, and you're not on everybody's level. So it's to have grace, to have patience, and to understand that everybody's on their different journey, because we were given different assignments. So my assignment is not going to look like yours. And so if I understand that and I focus on that when I'm dealing with people that are outside or may not understand what I'm doing, it doesn't bother me. I don't feel like I'm being attacked, or I have to prove a point, or I have to get you to my side. There are a million sides to this thing. And you just occupy a small little corner of a side. So practicing mindfulness helps you get there where you can breathe and you can take in people for who they are, and not feel like it's an attack against you, your beliefs, or the way that you live your lifestyle. But you just understand that there's levels to this thing. You're on one level, they may be on another level, and we're all on different journeys and paths. Because, like I said, this is a classroom, honey. I may be in room 102. You may be in classroom 345. We're learning different things at different times. When that bell rings, we're on to the next. So part of mindfulness also is having empathy. And it does surprise me, and I don't know why, because of this realm, on this sky or earth, there are a lot of people who do not, when I say do not have any empathy. And then there are certain people who have empathy only for certain people, right? And then everybody else can go kick rocks. Whether it's your family, your friends or whatever. If you're outside those circles, some people are like, you don't exist if you're outside these circles, and they have no empathy for you. And you can tell, like, when you're on social media platforms, that empathy, I don't know if it's short or just those with empathy just don't show up to say anything. I don't know what it is, but it is really sad, because what empathy is the ability to put yourself in somebody else's position or see their situation, because you put yourself in the situation, and be able to feel them, to really feel them. People be walking around and be like, you feel me, man? You feel me? Empathy is that. Actually being able to feel them, actually to be able to sense yourself walking through that situation, taking on what the pains and the angst of that person when they went through it, so that you have a better understanding, and that you're not so quick to judge, because mindfulness is not about judging. I am not God. I am not the all be all, and I've done stuff in my life. So me trying to judge someone or tell you how to live your life, I can give you tools to make your life better if you look around and you don't like what you see. But it's up to you to do the work, the shadow work, dealing with you, your shadow self. All right. So empathy, like I said, is putting yourself in other people's situation. It is a relationship bonder. When you are empathetic with people, they tend to be drawn to you more, especially when they are having issues or going through. Empathy is just the energy that you can feel. Um, we just become more empathetic when we are more aware of people's perspectives and experiences, like I said, and when we can communicate effectively, not harsh, not in a judgmental tone, but just in a way that you can give concern and care and understanding, um, uh, with that. And compassion is another thing that goes along with empathy. To be compassionate to people, um, and sometimes I am very empathetic. I have been all my life, but sometimes it is hard, because some people just, it almost seems like they want to be in that situation, and some people do because they like the attention they get. So they wear their, like I've said on another YouTube video I did, they wear their pain like a badge of honor, because they like those people who have empathy and compassion. We kind of just, you're like a bullseye. And so they like what they get, that attention. And so some people like to live in that room. Like they don't plan on moving out. They want to stay there because they like the attention for whatever reason. And that's okay too. And being empathetic and compassionate, you have to set boundaries, and you have to recognize who those people are and be able to cut them out, off kindly, walking back, and then understanding that that's just where they want to be, and that's okay. But you can't extend your energy towards that, right? It's a little cool out here. Gotta drink my tea before it gets cold, but it is good cold too, y'all. Look, I'm like on board with this tea right here. Oh, hold on, y'all. Sorry. All right. So now we're going to talk about body scanning. It's a part of mindfulness also. So let's deal with that. All right, y'all. So body scanning, um, it is a technique to get in touch with your body, right? To feel out your sensation. And I love body scanning. And before I learned what body scanning was, I recognized that I was doing it anyway. So when you get up in the morning, body scanning is getting in touch with your body. Are your toes, wiggling? Can you move your fingers? Is your back moving? Can your head move? Do you got a knot in your neck? You feel out your body in its sensations and what it's feeling, because our bodies are truly amazing. We put it through a lot with the junk that we put in it, with the things that we do on a daily basis, whether it be mental or physical work. Um, the heart still beats, the liver's still detoxifying, those lungs are still expanding, these eyes are still seeing, even though they may need some assistance. My ears are still, hearing. Like, my body's working. And that's part of body scanning, to recognize your body, how it feels, how it moves, and then being appreciative of it all. You know, even if you're someone who can't hear, but you can see, that is such a gift. You know, there's a lot of us with a lot of different disabilities. Some you can see, some you can't see. And so a lot of people are struggling, but it's always good to wake up in the morning and give thanks for whatever mobility you have, right? So to check on your body, check on your mind. What you thinking when you wake up? Did you sleep good? Did it feel good? What were your dreams? You know, was your back hurting? Did you wake up 4 or 5 times in the middle of the night, and why? You know, starting to question your body, getting in touch with it and how it feels. Also, I like body scanning because your body talks to you. So what I realize is that sometimes, like, say I'm feeling anxious, the first thing I feel it in is my tummy, right? Because your stomach is your first mind, and your mind is actually your second mind. Anything you come in contact, danger, whatever, your tummy's gonna set it off. Your tummy sets it off way before your brain. It sends signal to the brain and says, hey, I feel this energy, it ain't right. Then your brain start kicking in, hey, making you question certain things, right? So I discovered that is real because especially with women, but men have it too. But women, we are the dominators of this. Our intuition, our wisdom, all of that is in our womb. Our discernment is in our womb. So when we start to clean and detoxify ourselves of the stuff that we're eating and put good stuff in it, the intuition, the discernment, the wisdom, it grows, right? And it gets stronger. So when we deal in that, what I found was that my stomach would feel certain sensations that I felt before, right? And everything is different. Like when you don't feel good, your stomach may feel one way. If you're getting ready to get your heart broken, it may feel another way. If you feel like, I don't know, say you're in trouble at work, it feels a different way. It comes from the stomach, but each situation came with a different feeling. So when I feel my stomach, I'm like, ooh, I felt this before. And then I ask myself, when did you feel it and what were you going through? Because if I felt that before, that means I'm either in that situation or I'm getting ready to go in that situation. So I need to start questioning myself. How are you moving? Who are you around? What is your environment? What is going on? How did you solve that problem when you felt this? Or how did you how can we prevent from going into this problem, right? So that's part of body scanning, knowing what your body is telling you. Because if it's telling you something, 9 times out of 10, you've had that feeling before. And a lot of us will ignore that feeling and keep on going and end up in a world of hurt. So body scanning is being in touch with your body, knowing what it's telling you and listening to it. Because I tell you what, I listen to my intuition now. When that thing starts talking and I start questioning, it's right every single time. Not 99.9. That joker right 100% of the time. So I encourage you to start listening to your discernment, your intuition, your wisdom from your belly, because your body knows it's walking into energies, situations, and it's already foreseeing what's about to go down. So yeah, let's be more mindful of our bodies. You know, let's body scan. Let's feel out. You should know you, right? Nobody should know you better than you know you. You've been with this body for a long time. You know what it feels like to be hurt, to be sick, to be in danger, to be unsure. All of that. All of that comes with body scanning. All right. Body scanning also reduces tension, and it releases and relaxes you, only because you start to know yourself and it doesn't feel like you're always on guard. I hope I'm saying that right. So it just, the truth sets you free. It's kind of like that. Once you know you and you start to get to know you, you can kind of put down some of your armor, because a lot of it is dealing with yourself. A lot of the armor and the guards and the walls we put up, sometimes we're putting it up for ourselves. Like, if we don't even have an enemy. Like, that's because we got to protect ourselves from ourselves, because we do so much harm to ourselves. And so that's a good topic to talk about, because that's real right there. Another way to practice mindfulness is communicating and how to deal with others, reacting to others who do not, who who ain't even thinking about being mindful of themselves or anybody else, honey. You definitely want to breathe. What I tell people, when you come up against people like that, take a breath and take 10 seconds before you respond. Because 9 times out of 10, after those 10 seconds, you find out that you don't even need to respond to that foolishness. Like, we ain't even finna do that today. What you not finna do is drag my high floating vibrations down to the ground. We're not doing that, because every fight is not yours. And remember, by their words they are justified, and by their own words they are condemned, honey. Point blank. Keep it moving. There ain't nothing to see or discuss here. So focus on your breathing. Take time before you answer. You ain't got to shoot off some crazy remark. We ain't on stage. Ain't nobody ready to give no applause for that. You know what I'm saying? And nowadays, people are ready to take your life for some stuff. Like, I'm not finna play these games. You're not finna bait me into something I don't need to be into. I'm not on that level. So I'm not going to accept your invitation. Okay? All right. So anyways, but what I do want to say, that if you have to respond, because there are sometimes you come up against things and it does warrant a response. What you want to do when you practice mindfulness is respond with empathy, respond with compassion, and in your mind, understand that they are on a level beneath you, and say that's okay. Maybe one day they'll be on the level that I'm on. One day they'll find their path and they'll see that this is not the way. But unfortunately, I am not their teacher. And so you smile and you politely uninvite yourself to the situation. And that is practicing mindfulness, baby. All right. This is so important. I don't care who you are, where you come from. Setting boundaries will save your life, right? You have to set up boundaries. Now, I know I was talking about walls and all that, trying to protect yourself. And you have to set up boundaries for yourself too. You do. But so much more for family and friends. I would say setting boundaries. You should set boundaries for all situations, but really when it comes to family and friends, because them jokers will eat you alive. We have a lot of vampires in our friend circles and a lot of vampires in our family circles. And so we have to know how to set boundaries and keep certain things at bay. Don't allow someone just to come and drop their crap on your doorstep and they think it's okay for you to deal with it. No, honey, that's not, you got the wrong address, because I'm returning this to sender. Now, setting boundaries, is important in mindfulness because we want to protect what? Ourselves, number one. All right, because this earth, this sky right here is a battleground. They done turned it into a battleground. So the first thing you need to do is make sure you protect yourself. When you're on the airplane, it says, when those little oxygen masks, if they drop down, you do you, then you help your the person next to you or your child. Same thing here with setting boundaries. Protect yourself first, and then you can evaluate who you need to protect, or even if you need to protect someone else. But your boundaries and your health and your mindset is first, okay? When setting boundaries with others, you still want to maintain the empathy and the compassion for others. But what I tell people is, when you're setting boundaries, make sure that you understand that this is part of not agreeing, not inviting, not signing contracts, with anything that does not serve you well. Okay? That's part of setting boundaries. When you set boundaries, you must be clear and you must be assertive. And assertive does not mean rude. It doesn't mean nasty. It just means I'm making this perfectly clear in this language. This is what I'm not. What? This is not what I'm not going to do. All right? And this is what you're not going to do to me. And this is what I'm not going to allow. And you must, when you set these boundaries and you make it clear and you're assertive, you have to back it up. Because if there is one weak link, them jokers are going to tear your whole system of protecting yourself down. You must be strong and you must be able to walk in what you say. Right? Our word is our bond. That is true not only when we speak it to others, but when we speak it to ourselves. If we are not strong in a certain area in that link that we put out, it will all come tumbling down. It's like building your house on sand. I know y'all heard that before. All right. So what we want to learn to do is politely decline things. No, thank you. No, I don't think this is for me. No, I don't agree with that. That's not how I really live my life. I don't see it that way. I'm going to go gracefully bow out of this one. All right, y'all. Okay, so we got to find ways to say no. And sometimes it's just a flat out no. And no, you don't have to explain yourself all the time. There may be situations that an explanation may be needed, but when I say no, honey, it's no. I don't need to tell you why. No, thank you. All right, so y'all need to practice that in the mirror, because sometimes we gotta tell ourselves no. When you out there buying them wigs, when you know your rent need to be paid. Anyways, that's a whole different subject. I hope we doing better out there though. Yeah, that's the tea. I'm enjoying this conversation. I think I like these conversations by myself, speaking to no one. That I do in the Facebook group. That's a shame, right? Right? Because, Facebook group, I feel like, I don't want to waste anybody's time. I want to make sure I answer questions or whatever, but they might think I'm a little crazy. Here, I can be crazy, put it out there. I don't know if y'all will see this or not. Anyways, I be having me a good time out here. All right. So, also with that, setting boundaries, you are not going to participate. Listen. Do not participate with anything that does not align with what you want or that you see or you envision for your life. If it does not align with it, you need to let it go. Do not let it into your circle. People, environment, atmospheres, places, whatever, food, whatever it is, it's a no off the bat. Okay? All right. So you want to make sure everything aligns with your morals, with your values, with your beliefs, how you see yourself in the future, what you want to come in to your life, what you want to manifest. Because if you're out there accepting things that will not manifest what you truly want, then you are derailing yourself. And these distractions that sometimes come in human form is derailing you on purpose. You have power, you have assignments, and they're going to keep you off of it because they know how powerful you are. And you are allowing it. And so you are missing out. You should have already been where you were supposed to be. But you got these people over here as dead weight. All right now. So how do I practice this? Well, let me say, with breathing, it's beautiful. So we got 3 different techniques you can use when it comes to breathing. You can do it before you meditate. You can use it part as your meditation. So the first one is diaphragmatic breathing. So all you're doing is taking deep breaths in and blowing it out. And you're just going to repeat that. And when you do that, you feel a weight that you didn't even know that was sitting on your shoulders start to lift. Because like I said, we walk around with our shoulders tight, our hands clenched, our toes curled, and we don't even know it. And when you start to breathe, you feel all of it release, and you're like, gosh, why am I walking around like this? Because this world always has you on the defense. You're always playing defense in this world. And sometimes we've been doing it so long, you don't even recognize that your shoulders are tight, that your butt cheeks are tight, that your toes are curled, that you're walking around on edge. You don't even recognize it. So breathing is a beautiful technique to help you realize that your body is like in a defense all the time, and you got to let that go. And so you'll feel the weight lift, you'll feel your hands release, and your toes release, and your body just let go of the weight that it's been carrying, that it keeps getting over and over from yourself and from the world. The next one is box breathing. Very simple. It's box because it's 4 in, hold 4 out. 4 like a box, right? Square. So you're going to breathe in for 4, hold for 4, release for 4. Beautiful. Same thing. It's going to just relax you, have you more centered, more focused on your breathing, concentrate on your affirmations, your gratitude, your life, what your body is doing for you. Then this is my favorite, the 4-7-8. You breathe in for 4, you hold for 7, and then you're going to push out for 8. I love that one, and I don't know why, but it makes me feel the most relaxed. Like my whole body just kind of drops and goes limp. And I just repeat that for a few times. I'll do it in the middle of the day most of all, because sometimes I'm like, am I stressed? Or is something on me? Do I have a weight on me? And the first thing I do is go to the breathing. Because if my body just drops, it means I was carrying something. I was stressed, or I just was in defense mode, or my body went back to naturally being in defense mode. Because, like I said, we carry that all the time because this world is just constantly attacking us, right? Another thing you can do if you want to learn more about mindfulness is get some books on mindfulness. The number one book I would suggest is The Power of Now. Hands down. Hands down, best book for mindfulness. It's by Eckhart Tolle. And I'll try and put some links. I'm going to try and put some links to the book there. I'm sure you can get it on Amazon. The book is called The Power of Now. It explores the concept of living in the present moment. And it just helps you create a better lifestyle so that you can live fully and more happier. And I don't really like the word happiness because it's an emotion. It comes and goes. But what stays is joy and peace. That doesn't alter. Joy and peace. Second book, Wherever You Go, by Kabat-Zinn. Kabat, Kabat, Zen, Zinn. Gives you great tips and exercises to help you practice mindfulness. And the last book I would recommend is Mindfulness, an 8-week plan for finding peace. I think this is really good for those who really want to put it into practice, but kind of want to delve a little deeper and really change your life. I think this book, once you start practicing and exercising the 8-week plan, you will see your life change around. You will see things. Start to look for small things first, but what I've come to realize, when you start to change your life, things start to come into it to help you change it a little faster. So if you just start the process and you have intentions and you're focusing and you're clear on what you're trying to do when you do this mindful 8-week program, things will start to shift because it will feel your energy changing, and it wants you to change for the better. So it's going to start assisting you in changing it. So it makes it a lot faster. So don't get frustrated because help is on its way. All right. Energy feels energy. Good energy. It's always looking for other good energy. So basically, with today's talk, we talk about mindfulness, how it involves being fully present, kicking out all those distractions, whether it's places, people, or things. We talked about empathy, putting yourself in other people's shoes, agreeing to disagree, making sure that you take those 10 seconds before you respond, or if it doesn't warrant responding, to politely, with empathy and compassion, bow out of that conversation and recognize that everybody's on them different levels. Mindfulness helps you connect with others, bring better and stronger relationships with others. It helps you get in touch with yourself. You get to learn yourself a little better. You get to feel your body. Be thankful to your body for putting up for whatever you've put it through. It brings clarity to your focus, your thoughts, what you're thinking about, if you should be thinking those thoughts, how to change those thoughts. Also with your spirituality, with the breathing and changing your life for the better. Protecting your own well-being by what? Setting those boundaries. If you got nothing else, please take setting your boundaries. Just setting boundaries will change your entire trajectory. And I know a lot of people don't like to change boundaries because the circles that they're in, sometimes you're in a place where you need other people, so you'll accept their junk because you need them. What I would say is that whatever you're getting from them, try to be sufficient in getting it for yourself, so that you do not have to be somebody's punching bag so you can get what you need. Also, there's people out here that will give you happily what you need, if you are doing the work on self without any strings attached. So make sure you don't have people in your life because you feel that you need them, and without them, you're going to fail. I know, as a single mom, it was really hard because you would take stuff because you needed help with your kids. But let me tell you, get in a mom's group. Find some networking things, or other organizations to help you. Do whatever you can out. Look outside the box to get the help so that you can let those people who are draining you go. Because some people just want to see you fail. You know what I'm saying? And they know that you're in a certain situation. So they want to play God over it. But understand that the Most High sees. As long as you're putting in that work and you're willing to change. And sometimes we have to make sacrifices. And some of those sacrifices were, I'm going to let you go. I know I need you. I know I need you. But I'm not willing to do this. I will figure it out. And like I said, be creative. Think outside the box, because there are people out here willing to help you, willing to help. It's not just being single moms. It's anything you may be going through. Don't let people hold your need over your head. You have to figure out a way where you can solve your own problem. And as long as you're willing to do the work, the right people, the right situation will come up along beside you and help you. And some of those people will help you and disappear, and you'll never see them again. I have a list of people I think back and I'm like, gosh, they came in and they were in my life for a hot second, but they helped me solve this, and then they were gone. Just like that. Just like that. That's how life works when you start working on yourself, when you start pushing things, because we are the creators. We are the powerful ones. We are the ones we've been waiting for. It's not just about praying, but it's about praying and moving your feet, honey. Move towards those things that you're looking for. And we will see you next Sunday at 6, y'all.